Hey there, welcome to the ukestuff channel and welcome to this tutorial video for the play along videos of Underneath the Tree by Kelly Clarkson. And recently my family and I were going up to Bentleyville, which is one of our annual excursions, which is a big festival of lights in Bayfront Park in Duluth, Minnesota. Every year we take the drive up there and there are millions of lights and you just walk through it. There's hot cocoa, coffee, cookies, popcorn, marshmallows, just a really, really cool event, and it's free, although they do take donations. So if you are anywhere within the Duluth area or driving to it, it's definitely worth a day, maybe staying overnight in a hotel, doing some of the other things around Duluth. But anyways, we were driving up, we were listening to the Apple Music selection, sort of holiday music. We always want to get in the mood as we're going up there. And Kelly Clarkson's Underneath the Tree popped up, which my wife reminded me is probably like Kelly Clarkson's attempt to match All I Want for Christmas Is You by Mariah Carey, which I will do at some point too. I know some other people have done it, but one of these years I'll do that play along as well because it's my wife's favorite Christmas carol or song by far. I don't know if I'd call it a carol, but Christmas song by far. And this is probably Kelly's addition to that genre. So what we're going to do in this video is look at the chords you need for GCEA soprano, concert, or tenor ukulele. Then we'll look at the chords you need for baritone DGBE ukulele. And then I'll give you 3 ideas for strumming that you can do during the song if you'd like it. Now, just a couple reminders. First of all, there are chapters, so you can jump ahead to parts of this video that matter to you. Second, if you like the chords you see here, you can actually get that chord chart at ukestuff.info. It's Uketabs is a collaborator with the site, but the tabs there or chord chart is available there. And if you want to support the work of this channel, there are 3 things you can do. Like the video. Second, you can subscribe to the channel. And third, you can always buy me a coffee to say, hey, thanks for making these resources here on the Ukestuff channel. For Underneath the Tree on GCEA soprano, concert, or tenor ukulele, I'll be using this instrument. This is my Cocobolo concert ukulele. It's just gorgeous. Made in Nicaragua by Cocobolo Ukuleles. All right, let's begin with the chords you need for GCEA soprano, concert, or tenor ukulele. The first chord is the D chord. Now, I am going to play the D chord always with my first finger at the top of the 3rd string, 2nd fret, my other 2 fingers around it, all within that 2nd fret. So almost like it was a G7, but all scrunched up. Then I'm ready for the next chord, which is an F sharp minor. F sharp minor, first finger goes to the 3rd string, 1st fret, other 2 fingers on the 2nd fret around it, strings 4 and 2. But if you play D the way I do, that's a movement very small, so it's worth doing. Now, can you play D the other way and do the whole switch? Sure you can. Can you play D with 1 finger and do the switch? Sure you can. Can you play D with 2 fingers? Yes, you can. Can you play with your thumb and do the switch easily? No. So just the one thing not to do is to play with your thumb. That's generally just good advice, but then again, recently I watched Feng Yi, the sort of wunderkind of ukulele playing, who's got to be close to being a teenager now. Was watching him and he's playing the D like that. So I'm certainly not going to tell Feng Yi what he can or can't do, but I will tell most people it's usually to your best interest not to reach across with your thumb there. Next chord is the C chord, and then an E minor chord, which is kind of a neat progression in the song. And by the way, if you're struggling with E minor, this is one of my favorite chords. 1st string, 2nd fret, and then just waterfall down, and don't worry about playing with your pinky. You can, and switch reach the 3rd finger to the 4th string, 4th fret, and the pinky to the 3rd string, 4th fret. You can do it that way too, but it isn't going to sound any different. So you might as well, on re-entrant GC ukulele, play that way. And then a G minor chord, and then your A chord. And G minor chord, you just might need some practice on. And then A chord, pretty standard. F chord, but just 1 string over. So 1st finger goes on the 3rd string, not the 2nd. We get our G chord. Then we're going to have a kind of a tricky one, the F sharp 7. F sharp 7. Play the F chord on the 2nd fret. So don't play the F chord on the 1st fret. Play the F chord on the 2nd fret, and then add your 2 fingers that should be lined up just about the right spot, right there. And then the next chord becomes the B minor chord, and you're mostly in the right space for it. So if you've got that F sharp 7, which actually precedes the B minor, reach across then all 4 strings at the 2nd fret, pull against the fretboard, okay? Give yourself some leverage there. The tension and pulling against it should be enough to give you most of the sound you need. Then add your thumb, and then add your 3rd finger to the 1st string, 4th fret. That's the full B minor chord. Then we have an E7 chord, which is another one of my favorite chords. I just like how it feels. I love the fact I turn my hand a little bit up, 1st finger, so my hand goes up against the headstock a little bit. 1st finger goes on the 4th string, 1st fret. 2nd finger goes on the 3rd string, 2nd fret. 3rd finger goes on the 1st string, 2nd fret. And then you get your E7 chord. Okay, with the power of editing, there's also another chord I need to add here. So the final chord is the F minor chord. So what you're going to want to do is put the 1st finger on the 4th string, 1st fret, 2nd finger on the 2nd string, 1st fret, and then the pinky on the 1st string, 3rd fret. It seems harder than it is, so plant the 1st fingers first, 1 and 2, then add your pinky. And that's your F minor chord. And those are the 10 chords you need to play Under the Tree by Kelly Clarkson on soprano concert tenor GCEA ukulele. All right, on baritone ukulele, I'll be using this instrument. This is my mainland baritone, solid cedar top, rosewood back and sides, living water, all fluorocarbon strings, no wound strings in my baritone. I just don't like the squeak. That's personal. All right, first chord is a D chord. Then an F sharp minor. You're going to reach across all 4 strings of the 2nd fret and pull against the fretboard while holding your ukulele securely. That leverage is going to give you most of the sound you need. You add your thumb, and then with the 3rd finger, you play the 4th string, 4th fret. Then the C chord, then E minor, then partial bar chord. You're covering strings 1, 2, and 3 at the 3rd fret. Then you've got to switch around to the A chord on the ukulele. So you go from the G minor chord to the A chord. So then we go to the G chord, G major, not the G minor we've already had. Then our next chord is the F sharp 7. So again, you're barring across the 2nd fret. But instead of playing F sharp minor, you're going to play F sharp 7. So your 2nd finger will drop down to the 3rd string, 3rd fret. Then you'll have a B minor chord. And again, this is just going to take practice. For me, I'm used to playing E minor, which is the GCEA version of this with only 3 fingers. But that sounds a little bit funny on baritone. So 1st finger goes to the 1st string, 2nd fret. 2nd finger goes to the 2nd string, 3rd fret. 3rd finger, for me, reaches across the 4th string, 4th fret, and then the pinky drops in on the 3rd string, 4th fret. I realized that I had forgotten a chord, so this, through the power of editing, is being added in here. I forgot the F minor chord, which happens as only a passing chord, but it happens enough that I want to make sure it was there. So after you're playing your F sharp minor, you're going to actually slide that down. So you're barring across all 4 strings at the 1st fret, or right above it, and then adding the 3rd finger to the 4th string, 3rd fret. So, and that really is going to be going, and then down to your next chord. So it's just a passing chord that happens, but it happens enough, and it's important enough that I put it into the arrangement as well. Now, there is one other thing I want to say with baritone when you get to that F minor chord, which is you need to be aware of the action on your instrument. If the action is too high, which is how high the strings sit above the fretboard, and this is especially true at the nut, even more important than down here, I think. Although we always talk about the action at the 12th, really the action at the nut is where it's so much more important, because if that action is really high there, you have to work so hard to press down those strings at the 1st fret. And by the way, if you're learning how to do bar chords, start at the 5th fret. Then you won't have to struggle so much with trying to fight the nut that's immovable and holds the strings up to where they're at. So make sure that the action is good on your baritone. I think, roughly 0.5 millimeter is generally what we shoot for there. Might be a little higher than that on your instrument. This one actually could probably be lowered a little bit and it would be fine. And then action the 12th, probably around 2.65, 2.75 millimeters on a baritone. So just keep that in mind as well. And then finally, we've got the E7 chord. Nothing like ending on an easy note. And those are the 10 chords you need to to play Underneath the Tree by Kelly Clarkson on baritone DGBE ukulele. Now let's talk quickly about strumming. All right, for strumming, I'm just going to give you 3 ideas, and they sort of ramp up in complexity. The first one would be to play just down strums. That works really well. Down, 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 down. The next thing you can do is you could play the island strum. It doesn't quite fit, but it works. And as we go into that, let me just say, what you strum doesn't matter. Kelly Clarkson wasn't using an ukulele in the original version, so it doesn't really matter what you do. What matters is that it's on the beat and that it matches the style. So you could do this. It's just a matter of moving your hands at the right time. So what I'm doing is down, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up, down. So if you've never done that Hawaiian or island strum, it's really important to note that your hand just keeps going up and down all the time. Down, down, up, down, 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 up. Now, if I can get into the third one, I just need to think for a second what I want to do here. Yeah, it's pretty much it. I would like to use a strap with this one, especially wearing a sweater like I am for the holiday season. But with this one, I'm going down, chuck up, down, chuck up, chuck up. It's really the island strum with a chuck on tune 4. And just switching at the right time. Now, what is a chuck? Really quick description, and you're not going to get it in this video, although I've had people actually email me to let me know that they've gotten it from my video, when I know there are people out there that do much better jobs of explaining this and do full long length videos of how to chuck. But ultimately, here's how it works. Basically, what you're doing is it's always a down strum, and what you're doing is you're hitting all 4 strings with your fingers like that, but then you're stopping it with this part of your hand. And you're also getting some residual sound of hitting your instrument. But when you do it right, you get kind of a cool percussive, almost like snare drum attack. And that sort of fits in there. And it sounds way more impressive than it actually is. So regardless of which of those 3 styles you want to do, or any one of those 3 would work very well for the song, and then you just got to watch the chord changes as they fly by. All right, thanks so much for joining me for this tutorial on Under the Tree by Kelly Clarkson. It's 2021. I hope you're having a great holiday season, a great day when you're watching this video, whenever that might be, whether it's 2021 or in the future. And again, I always appreciate your support, so please like the video, subscribe, and feel free to buy me a coffee at buymeacoffee.com/ukestuff if you're interested. All right, we'll see you later, and I'll be back soon with some more uke stuff for you.